All right. So, first, thank you to joining in the episode here with Visions to Ventures. Thank you for just allowing me this, giving me this honor, this privilege of being able to, listen to all you got to say and just everything that you got to share. But yeah, man, so let me know so your name and I don't want to mess it up or anything, and also your
No,
business. And I would say business, but it's businesses because I feel like that Instagram profile just keeps filling up for you. So
yeah, it's been blessing, brother. So my first name is Dipo, like Dipo. I always telling people like, dude, it's like Home Depot, right? So it's easy for them to.
okay.
So it's like Dipo, and then my last name is Alam. So Dipo Alam. So yeah, I'm from Indonesia. So that's kind of like how our Indonesian name in a way, you know?
Okay, that's awesome. um and so talk to let me know what, like, so the businesses that you created, that you ventured off and you've done. So I mean, I don't know, like, the list of them, or
Yeah, yeah.
but
No. So again, I started just like working regularly, like actually my first job, I was a dishwasher. So I was dishwasher at like a buffet. It was like a Chinese buffet. It was my first job. So I started there. I came here actually to play soccer professionally. So from Indonesia, I was playing for national team over there. They sent me to Netherlands. I came here because again, I want to go to school and everything. So from there, I start working. Of course, like on story short, start working because they didn't really want to pay me until I got my paperwork, like social security.
uh-huh.
All I was international student, so at the same time, I still have to pay for living. Because I came here by myself. So no
Okay.
family, no friends. I didn't even know who picked me up.
Oh, wow.
Bro, like it took me to apartment in Chinatown, Los Angeles. We stayed 13 people, one bedroom, one bathroom. Literally, I didn't even know who they are. So like just straight. I'm saying like, and here we are. We stay the same apartment. You know. But yeah, from there, uh, what happened is also I started going to work, going to the mall, working. And from dishwasher, I ended up working at the mall. I was doing like kind of like a Mongolian barbecue. I was working there, and I was started being introduced into franchise business with Wetzel's Pretzel. So it's
Okay,
like
yeah.
a company. So I was working with Wetzel's Pretzel for like 3-4 years, and then uh, sunglasses company called Solstice. After that, I also deal with Potero Corner, which is what I still do right now. But I was being part of the company when actually the company only have one store, and I was kind of like managing it. The CEO asking me to go with them, to join them. So from there, I go deeper in the franchise concept.
Okay.
And then I actually to New Mexico, Albuquerque. So from Potero Corner, what they do is they used to let me being like a training, you know, training for franchising. I would send me to the field, all different stores, location when they open up. So I would go from one places to another places, training them. So end up like I was being sent to New Mexico, Albuquerque, and then Lubbock, Texas. So from there, I see the potential in the brand in Potero Corner here, but at the same time, they are not doing good. They
Hmm.
were like struggling. But that's the funny thing too. All the business that I started, like Wetzel's Pretzel, even Potero Corner alone, before actually I went in there, they were struggling, man. The business like barely made money. Sometimes they make only like $50. Sometimes they made $100, and it's just started like pushing me even better, right? Like challenges,
Hmm.
struggles. So I gotta come different ways how to create traffic, how to bring customer, how to do upsell. So it's just like shaping me in a different way, because if the business is already busy, it's easier for you. Just stay out there, people keep coming,
Yeah.
people keep coming. But that's kind of like shaping me the most, because even though they are like nationwide franchise, they're still struggling.
Okay.
But from there, again in Albuquerque, I was doing Potero Corner about until 2017, when I started actually launching my own brand with my business partner. So that's how the Paleta Bar brand born in a way, right? So
Okay.
two of my partners, Joel Marquez, Juan Estala, they both have the background of Mexican dessert. They
Hmm.
know the recipe. They have like La Michoacana style and everything, old school. So that's where we partner up. I got like, hey, you know what? I got this concept. I know with this concept we can grow it. They got the recipe, and yeah, we collab together. And then even until this moment, we didn't even take any loans. So what we did,
Oh
these people,
wow.
yeah, we started the company with 35. It's like we bootstrap everything. So we would like we didn't even have employees for 6 months. Three of us just set up the schedule outside our business that we already own. So we set up the schedule where three of us can work, cover the schedule, and yeah, man. And then 6 months, bro, it's really like nothing. Like we barely make like sometimes $200 a day, $300 a day, and yeah. And then sure enough, we keep going, we keep doing our best, and video after video went viral. We created a new concept, literally like people haven't seen. The video went viral, and then from there, we're talking about from 2017, we opened in June. By 2018 in February, we're talking about dang, like literally like the sales from like 10,000 a month. I push it hard, 15,000 a month, and we pass 120,000 a month from that point. It just
Oh
from that,
wow.
yeah, it's literally like, man, I haven't seen something like that. Again, the power of social media, of course, but at the
Yes.
same time, we also ready for that because I just want to share really quick. The problem is a lot of people want to hype. Hey, you know what? I want my store to be busy.
Hmm.
Social media creating the hype. I want to invite foodies. I want to invite influencer.
Hmm.
Then they got busy. They can handle it. They're like, oh, this is too much. I
Yep.
heard that many times, bro. When they have nothing to do, like, oh, the business is slow. But when they're too busy, or the business is too busy.
Yeah.
So those kind of entrepreneur or like small business owner or even business owners, like I heard that all the time, all the
Yep.
time. But how we can bootstrap everything is three of us, we were even working more. We
Yeah.
set up a team. So that 2018, we end up having from one store into 4 stores,
Okay.
all bootstrap. We didn't have any loans. So whatever profit we make, we throw it back to the business.
Freaking that's
That's business, bro. We didn't have a penny until I would say close to a year and a half we make. Even until this moment right now with Paleta Bar brand, because I would get like people question, right? Even Will.
mm-hmm.
I'll
Yeah.
put it up. He was asking me like, is Paleta Bar in red? No. If we are cash flow,
Yeah.
our evolution what 40 million. But we're talking about 2017, we were only 35,000.
Wow.
That's how we started the company. But we bootstrap everything. We can I can go to the loan, I can go to the bank right now, take a big loans, easy.
Hmm.
We never been that kind of people or the mindset. That's what I love about me and my business partners is we understand the work ethic has to be matched with our growth,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, man, on story short, that's how we created the Paleta Bar, and right now we are reaching about 50 stores. But are we perfect? No. I always tell
Hmm.
us owners, right? You started with the dream and vision, and then that's why God bless us with that.
Yes.
But the two things that we gotta do as a human being is patience and persistence.
Hmm.
Problem is people think about patience. Okay, I'm gonna be inside my store doing nothing. I'm just gonna wait for people to come. That's not patience. That's being lazy,
Yep.
right? Persistent during the time that you're waiting for the time to comes. Can you still do your best? Dude, literally, like I was in Utah when I was at the store. I walk around the whole place, the whole plaza, go to across the street, BYU, go to across Chipotle. I give away menu, inviting people. That's what I do. And guess what? I'm the founder. I'm the
Yeah.
owner of my business, and I do that every day. Literally, like every day in my businesses. So I told all my franchisee, I told the people that I mentor, and yet I show you the way how to do it. And here you are in the store, still doing nothing.
Yeah.
But you complain, why can I make the sales? And you complain, why my store not getting busy? Okay, that's the challenge of social media too, man. Because people expect social media to be the answer of marketing.
Hmm. That's that's very interesting. To excuse me, to know that you're still there, like,
Yeah.
because I seeing here, it's like as soon as they hit those 2-year mark, they're like, okay, I'm gonna step back, but you're just there keeping hitting it, it's, like I think I was talking to Will, or I can't remember which guest, but it was like talking about their baby, it's like their businesses, kind of, but it's just, and I like this so far because everyone's like, is being there, persistent, continuing their business, and it's just not, and I heard that too, some other podcasts were like, hey, it's not about just, yeah, be patient, but don't be lazy,
Yeah.
because you're not just gonna like, something's gonna happen where you're gonna blow up, or even with social media, expect for you to go viral and then, okay, I'm done, I'm gonna sit back and enjoy this, and even, when you said about having those businesses where they expect that and then they can't handle as far as like the traffic that comes in, and all of a sudden, and I've dealt that, personally, that I've seen that, and when I'm like, okay, helping this person knowing, okay, they want to make sure that they go viral, but are they able to kind of support that traffic that comes, and then if I'm assisting with anywhere possible with marketing, and then I feel like they get more people coming in or more businesses for, then they can't handle, then I feel that it's going to look bad on them, so I'm like, hey, let's just kind of handle what we can at the moment and then build from there, as far as like getting more employees and whatever it is, it might be the case. um so it's very interesting to know all that, and the person that you are, and kind of like the mentality that you have.
Thank you,
Did-
man. I mean, I like, the reason that I know, like, oh, you know what, I really love when you're reaching out because, right? I mean, that's what I love because everything has to start with a vision. People are like, oh, Dipo, I got so many ideas. I got this. Okay, it's just ideas. Like,
Mhm.
will execution part is the hard part.
Yep.
But this is what I'm trying to say is like, God give us the vision, right?
Mhm.
This is the vision, but are we willing to pro pro put
Mhm.
the action behind that vision? Because when you have the pro action towards the vision, it's become provision. We all
Mm.
want provision, provision, provision,
Yeah.
provision. Okay, God gave you the vision. Now, what are you gonna do about it? Put the
Yep.
action behind that vision, make it happen. That's why you gotta do provision to be provision. And then this is the thing too, man. I haven't actually shared with this. God been putting it in my heart, right? I was actually listening to the sermon and I launched it here with you. I got couple actually on March 22nd. They invite me to speak, and then the April will be the big one. But I'll throw it right here: rejection. That's what
Mhm.
people always, right? Especially in our business. When I told my employees or I told the franchisee, hey, this is what you do: giveaway menu, invite people coming in. Because again, the way that you can do social media, same thing too. I do that. Social media is part of marketing, but
Mhm.
right now in era, people think social media is the marketing. No, it's just part of it.
Mhm.
30 years ago, when there's no social media, still so many businesses that get busy, right? Because marketing, before you put it on the mailbox, you
Yep.
can just knock the door,
Mhm.
giving away menu and everything. So I mean, like, that's marketing for me. When I see people, I'm wearing
Y-
the paleta bar or like my other brand, Potato
Mhm.
Corner chain, they see that, hey, what is that? Oh, this is the place. We would love to invite you. I got the business card ready. We would love you guys to come. This is what we do. That's marketing.
Yep.
But this point of life, people think marketing is just social media.
Mhm.
It has to be day in, day out. Traditional marketing, social media marketing, everything you can do. But
Yeah.
now we're going back to rejection. The problem is people always like, oh, social media, okay, rejection is not much because it's social media. You can
Mhm.
hide behind, right? But when you're actually in person, that rejection, you really feel it.
Mhm.
Hey, sir, I'd love to invite you to come to my business. We do spring rolling. That's what one of our brand. We do like fresh spring roll. You're like, I'm good for today. Oh, sounds good, sir. Please let me know anytime you're gonna get hungry. Come by. So that's what I do. And at the mall, literally, like at the mall, I sell at the Potato Corner, right? Literally, like every day, people pass by. Hi guys, how are you guys doing? Would you like to try a sample of our fries? I do that before everybody in the mall food court even offering sample. I was doing that every day by myself.
Wow.
I don't have employees. I was working like that every day. Potato Corner, I do that. Paleta Bar, when we open, I go all over showing them how to do it. But the problem is people so worried about rejection in person.
Mm-hmm.
People like, Dipo, why don't you feel scared of rejection? This is what God showed me. Rejection is a real project of success.
Mm.
Again, real projection of success. Because if you never being rejected, you never really experience that rejection. How can you value success? So I was like, okay, God split it up for me. Okay, rejection, real projection of success. Because you can have fake projection of success too. Can you? Yeah, you can. Because
Mm.
without rejection, you're never gonna have the real projection of success. Because how? You never be rejected.
Yeah.
You're never gonna have the story of redemption without rejection.
Yeah.
You're only gonna respect and admire and inspire by the people that have been rejected, the people that been, you know, falling, like just being like, you know what, you're just underdog.
Mm-hmm.
We all, when you watch movie, right? We always love that story of redemption,
Yeah.
because if you just born with talent, keep winning every single game, like in sports, or you're just a smart genius guy, never fail. How can you tell a story that, hey man, what can I do to be in your level? Oh, I don't know, man. I never fail.
Mm.
How are you going to be inspired by that?
Yeah.
You're never going to be inspired, because how many people can be in that situation to just keep winning in life? I
Yeah.
don't know. But the thing is, when you already understand the value of rejection, you're going to know the real value of success, because that's the real projection of success. You can have the fake projection of success. Yeah, my dad is just rich. Give me the money. I don't know what else to do with it. I just been blessed. You can have that answer, but how are you going to be inspired by that story?
Mm-hmm.
You can.
You can't. It's it's for me it's crazy to hear these words, because I listen to a podcast, and I'm just hearing like rejection, I'm hearing everything you're saying, and it's, and as I'm putting it right now, right, for example, I'm DMing uh you know uh small business owners, entrepreneurs on social media. If I get a no, then I'm like, okay, thank you for your time, but it's
Yeah,
like, what else can I do about it? Like, um, and it's never like for me that I've like, oh, it's because they don't believe in this, or the listeners or viewers. For me, it's just like it's part of me growing and understanding that, okay, I'll try again later down the road. I'm not gonna be persistent about it so much right now that I keep bugging, and I get blocked or something.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. No,
but for me, it's like, okay, having and being able to show my work, right, as I'm posting it on there, and they can kind of see the work that I'm doing, why I'm doing it, right? Because for me, this all started like I wanted to uh have the listeners, because I started talking to a lot of people, and they're like, oh yeah, I have this idea. I'm like, okay, what are you gonna do about it? Oh, well, it's just an idea right now. Well, how about executing? Whatever it is, like, how can I help? What can I do? And so I'm thinking, okay, create a podcast where I can have entrepreneur, small business owner kind of talk. Hey, this is how I did it. This is the process. This is what it took. And then from there, kind of like keys to success, like any advice. But then it's slowly, I'm looking at it now. The vision for this podcast is more of like the motivational, hearing people's stories, I've had someone that, oh yeah, I started my business, but after less than 2 years, I kind of stopped. But seeing at least that, that failure, knowing that, okay, this person is going to go back and do it, and also listening to successful people like you and yourself and other guests that I had on, kind of being, okay, anyone can do it, like starting off working at, like at a small Mexican store, to like owning, other franchisings now that like that I did for some guests, and then you yourself, how you had the idea with your other friends that have paleta bar, that they had the paletas, but then you're like, okay, but I have this idea and this vision that I want to go with it and make it successful, and it worked out. and I saw it from social media, paleta bar, but I'm like, let me try it out. And it's, for me, it's not like something, okay, this is pretty simple. It's unique, and it's also like when I talk to Will, is that experience of listening
Yeah.
to that person. And it's not just like, okay, come to the store, buy a paleta, okay, bye. It's like having that conversation, make it meaningful. And I had to travel like 30-35 minutes just to go to paleta bar, but it's worth it. Like,
Yeah.
my wife and I love it. And I'm like, it's that experience, and that person that Will is what's making me return back, to experience that again. And also, I told even Will, like, when you post something on social media, like, hey, what kind of paleta flavors, all this, I respond to it, and I'm like, okay, because I like building that connection, knowing like, okay, maybe my selection of flavors weren't selected, but I know at least he's replying, or they're replying, and they're eventually gonna listen, whenever that
Yeah.
comes. So it's just, so anyway, so just bring it all back. It's just like, I want to be able to now make this podcast more to motivate, and also have those entrepreneurs that they don't know that they're entrepreneurs, right? They might have just that vision, that idea, but they need to execute it. And to go back to the videos, to go back to the audio, and also for the businesses and entrepreneurs to have this recording available for them, that content that they can share and distribute as they want, like they can be like, okay, I might have been on another podcast, but I like that I mentioned this, this idea. For example, like you said about your the event that you have on March 22nd, kind of like being able to use that and show everyone, and just use it more as a, like, sharing and bringing more people to your brand and to your store. So
Yeah, no, that's amazing. And I mean, that's kind of like behind everything. Like I was telling people, when you start valuing relationship, like you're saying, you're talking about customer experience and everything, and that's how we built our brand. Paleta bar, like people would come, like you're saying, couple hours just drive for it. Like they have to get it, they have to get it because, you know, people always asking me, what can you do to make successful business or like store? Okay, you gotta get a quality product, of course. You gotta get the amazing concept, which is the process, yeah. But now it's about the people.
yeah,
So people, product, process. So the people part is the one that gonna change the whole atmosphere or vibe of the customer experience.
yeah,
That's the thing. That's what making Chick-fil-A become Chick-fil-A.
yep,
In and out, in and out. But the thing is, people keep coming back because of the customer experience. Of course, customer service, hospitality, that if you can connect that with your concept, there you go. I tell people, of course, the product has to be good, right?
yes,
But the thing is, if but still, sometimes the product might be okay, and you're dealing with amazing people, amazing concept, and you still keep coming back. So that's kind of like what I was telling people, because that's kind of like how we build up all of our business. And again, man, like with you, like, with all the rejection, or like, I know it's something small, people like, oh, this guy doesn't have much likes, oh, this guy doesn't have much follower. I tell people, who cares? Like, I'm telling people this, I prefer create 5 leaders out of having 10,000 followers.
yeah,
For leaders, the one that change the world. Leaders, the one that can change the city, the community. Followers just gonna be like a cheerleader. So that's why I was telling people that I mentor or people around me, like, it's your call. You just want to be a cheerleader, that's okay. Some people all need a cheerleader, and you don't want to take the risk as a leader, then you can just hide behind us. But there's a thing: you're never gonna be on the level of the real leader when you just want to be cheerleader.
correct,
So it's just going back to it too, man. Like right now, you're taking the risk with all your podcasts. Of course, like, you're gonna build up more views, more likes, but like your intention is already right. You want to put motivational, you want to share that people can connect to our brand Paleta Bar, to our other brands, or even like the people that you interview in the future. Like, there's a thing, you become the bridge of sharing and offering value from the people that you interview with those people that listen, and then the rest is on them. They can act on it, they can just
yeah,
sleep on it, but you already do your job to be the bridge, and being able to be like that catalyze to help others to to listen and act on it.
Correct. No, and yeah, and I appreciate it. It's like, crazy to see how it changed my direction for me and how it led me up to be even doing this, because it was like,
Yeah.
for me, I never actually saw myself doing a podcast, but now I can say like, wow, after the episode ends, I'm just a recording ends. I'm just like, wow, like I learned so much, and I'm changing, and now I'm changing, adapting to those changes. And when you brought back the whole execution part, I told people, I'm like, before I used to be kind of scared of like sharing my ideas. I'd be like, oh, I have this, but you know what? Nah, I'm not gonna talk about it. And I realized as I'm sharing ideas, I get feedback from it. And they're like, how about
Yeah.
you do this instead? And I'm like, oh, that's a great, I wasn't thinking about it. And I'm realizing, oh, you know what? Like sharing those ideas is making me into a better person. And so now I'm like, okay, now I want to share with everyone and listen to everyone and kind of see what if there's any value that I can bring back to them in a way that they haven't thought about but also just how it's all kind of turned around, and now it's just okay, I'm more motivated just by hearing your story, and when you got here, and just how like where you're at now with your business. It's very
Yeah.
inspirational, motivational. But when you first came, did you have any experience with any like marketing or
Nah, man.
nothing?
No, like again, people always asking me like, dude, you have no idea. Like we got so we got video after video went viral. People,
Mhm.
you like social media like guru or something? Like, nah, I have no idea. I have no idea what, like something like right now I'm jumping into real estate too, right? I'm learning and everything. No, man, like I base everything by my failures, by my experience, and the rest is God's favors. Really, like His favor, man.
Mhm.
Like even my mom and my dad literally just moved here about what 3-4 months ago. Dude, they see what I've been doing here, like what I've built up, and they're like, "How in the world you learn all of this?" Like
Mhm.
because they know me as a different person. I mean, they know that I was smart in a way with school and
Mhm.
everything. Knowing me suddenly start cooking, knowing me suddenly start doing all this social media marketing, serving customer. I hate talking to people before, man. I hate it. Literally, I hate it. So people are like, "What? You hate talking to people?" Now I talk too much sometimes, but
Yeah.
literally, like I love it. I love serving. Like literally, I love selling. It's just born in me. And before, like I know I have it since I was a kid, but I just don't think I want to jump into that because I just want to be a soccer player. But now
Mhm.
it's just like everything coming along, and that's kind of like you're saying, like no, I just learned from experience, man, and the rest is just God's favor. I would get like ideas or vision after vision. And then that's the thing about me. Sometimes my business partner has to remind me, dude, take it easy. Because when I see the vision, I execute it right away,
Mhm.
man. Because I don't want
Yeah.
to miss out.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's become a problem because I just want to act on it.
Yeah.
But sometimes there's a thing too. I'm learning right now. Not all the vision I have to act on it right away.
Yeah.
Because a couple of years ago, I was always just, you know what, I'm gonna act on it. I'm gonna act on it because I don't want to miss opportunities by just being scared of execution.
Mhm.
Right now, I'm becoming more wise. Again, okay, pray for it, ask the right guidance, wisdom, but at the same time, there's even until this moment, I when I start praying, I start acting by faith, dude. It's just execution part with faith. Sky's the limit, man.
I I wanted to say, first of all, I love the conversation because this is the first episode that God is mentioned, right? Has been mentioned. Like um and I and I wanted to, and I like that because for me is kind of how God works, right? Because I just barely started going back to church again, you know? And now for me, it's like how it works where God's now like putting me in in your presence here, like with you, talking to you, and mentioning God and God, and it's just like, wow, that's one thing that I feel like I kind of forgot to push back, but knowing like that's the main reason why I'm, doing this, why I'm able to do this, right? Because like you said, I started acting upon those visions that I had, and then, but at the end of the day, for me, it's God that's the one that is making it happen. I wake up another day knowing that I can do this, and
Yeah.
so I really, it's really amazing how it works. So,
When you act on it, like, again, the vision, right? So God give us the patience in everything we do. Like you're saying, the reason, like, I can just sit back right now. People like, why you still do what you do? Like, dude, literally, like, I was just shaking fries. I would go in the
mhm,
morning clean fryer. People like, why? I have a cleaner. I pay people. I can just pay
mhm,
people everything because I love it. Because God blessed me with the patience to do what I do. That's why I
mhm,
don't burn out. People think I'm gonna burn out. Like, dude, you're gonna burn out. You haven't taken vacation. No, I love what I do. So there's the key, right? When you love what you do, there's the only way you can do your best.
yeah,
But of course, you gotta be disciplined. I deal with so much problem, but the thing is, I love what I do.
yeah,
But now, when you act on that passion that people forget sometimes, then God will lead you to the next level, which is purpose.
mhm,
So this is profit, this is patient, this is purpose. So people always do it like, nah, man, when I make money, I want to be a doctor because it's gonna make me a lot of money.
mhm,
Then I will be patient. Then I will gonna go to work because I make money.
yeah,
Then I will have my purpose that make me want to help people more. No, it's supposed to be the other way around.
yeah,
God created us with a purpose. Then we're gonna be patient about what we do because we know what the purpose is.
yeah,
Then the profit is just a bonus. That's what people just always make it. That's kind of the devil play, right? You
mhm,
always change the mindset, right? People think, okay, I'm gonna chase the blessing. I'm gonna chase the money. Why would you do that?
yeah,
If you already have the direct connection, so you focus on all the resources when you can just focus on the source. So God is the source, creating all these resources around us, and we focus on chasing the resources.
research, yeah,
Why? Why? We just go straight out there. You got the source. You have no idea, man. That's why I was telling you, like, I'm not becoming man of faith because I have so much faith. No,
mhm,
I'm becoming a man of faith because God just been faithful. Again, man, like, I have so many stories that it's just, dude, like, I came here from Indonesia. I didn't know who picked me up. I came here by myself. I was 17 years old. No family, no friends. I only brought $400. I was international student. The
mhm,
rest now, God just remind me, you count your blessing.
mhm,
Because this is the thing, man. When I invest or I step in faith or I take over like businesses, doing something, I just remind myself when I'm dealing with all these problems. I goes like, okay, that remind me. When you have nothing to lose, you have everything to gain.
mm,
When you have nothing to lose, you have everything to gain. So why? Why am I worried about losing something when I know I came here with $400? Now I got roof over my head. I got a family that love me. I
yeah,
was once a stranger, and now God blessed me with a citizenship of this country
yeah,
and people around me that love me. So there you go. It's like every time, like, aren't you scared of investing? Oh, you make so many mistakes. I'm good.
yeah,
I'm gonna learn over it because where I started and where I'm at right now, the rest is favor of God. So I
yeah,
tell people I have nothing to lose every day. Now my family can be here. It's all just blessing day by day. Whatever I'm facing, I'm stressing out and everything. I always get everything to gain
yeah,
because God already paid for it.
yep,
So it's always just gonna be the mindset, man. It's just gonna be the mindset. People always like thinking too much
uh-huh,
instead of acting too much, right? For me, like, dude, like, if you act more than you think, I'm sure that you're gonna hit the success. I'm
yeah.
sure. I mean, of course, you don't want to just not think about anything. Don't take it around. You got to be wise enough to know what you're acting up, right?
Yes.
But the thing is, if you're really, man, like, put action, 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 execution, execution. Again, that's what I start my day. I meditate the words, pray about it, set up a plan, kill my day, go home, then I start thinking about it again. Now, what did I do wrong today? How can I do better today? What
Hmm.
should I do today? But again, I start also reminding myself I'm not God, because I only got 2 hands and 2 feet. Sometimes I'm trying to solve all the problems that I got 40 stores, man, at this moment, not include my own business, right? Imagine how many employees we have.
Yeah.
Franchisee blowing my phone like crazy. And now I also do real estate. So I got other tenants too that always calling me, because I love being hands-on, because I want people to know, like, whatever you need, I'm here. Because people can call me, I'm a founder, I'm the owner. No, you guys call me, I'm one call away. I will call back. I will call back. Sometimes my wife has to tell me right now, man, like, stay away from the phone. You deserve to rest
Yeah.
up. And I was like, in my mind, what about if they need me? What
Yeah.
about this thing? I
Yeah.
gotta remind myself, you know what? God, give me the peace. I'm not God. I will call them tomorrow. It's okay.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's just like that thoughts of me that I know helping us to grow as well is like everyone matters. And
Yeah.
everything I do, everyone matters. I'm not gonna be like, it's not important talking to them. Like, never, man. But again, it started getting harder for me to split myself between everything. That's why we
Hmm.
create a team. That's why we have this team to help other people too. And
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's kind of like I'm trying to say. I was like, I know I'm glad that you actually start going back and everything. And again, it's just when you already know the truth, you will keep coming back to the truth. And
Yeah.
here's the truth.
Yeah.
You just gotta seek the truth. Simple as that.
Yeah. No, that's wow. Just to I feel like just this time knowing you, it's like you're just willing to help and give, right? Like helping with, and also and I feel like it's not even like saying, oh, like usually when they said, oh, spreading yourself too thin, in a way I feel like you're there to help and give. That for you it's not like, oh, it's my job, like you're just doing it because that's the person that you are, you
Yeah,
know
but this is the thing, man. Like you heard so many people like, oh, I'm self-made. A lot of
Uh-huh.
people tell me like, you're self-made man then because you came here by yourself. I was like, nah,
Uh-huh.
far away from self-made. Why? Because I told people I'm God's made with
Uh-huh.
His favor. Because no one in this world is self-made. If my mom never teach me words, or even my dad never give me wisdom, or simple as my mom and my dad, God didn't use them to create me. There's not gonna be me. And then, okay, they're talking about business or success story. Okay, I came here to United States. If people didn't even give me a job, how I'm gonna survive? If
Mhm.
that guy never even pick me at the airport and brought me to the apartment, how I'm gonna survive? I don't know where
Mhm.
I'm going.
Yeah.
But that's why no one in this world is self-made, man. And that's related to what you're saying. Like, the reason I want to give back, the reason I always see good in other people, because I just actually shared with my best friend too before, like, if those people never want to hire me, where am I gonna be? I
Mm.
don't have a job to survive,
Yeah.
right? So that's why, I mean, I always see good in people, because I want to give back, because that's what I've been receiving. It's like give after give after give, through opportunities and opportunities, and people willing to take the chance with me. And I'll do that every day with other people too.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the basic of life, dude. The basic of
Yeah.
life, and forget, because they just want to get. No, if you give,
Yeah.
you'll get less, and
Yeah.
you will be. People always like, no, you bless me first, I'll pay you back. I was like, then you forget to pay back.
Yeah.
I don't. Why?
Yeah.
That's why people like, oh, you're not worried to get screwed over. I was like, nah. Why? They
Yeah.
screw me over. Fine. Why? Because it means I've been blessing them. They took, and I'm just waiting for my blessing coming tenfold from the top, because I'm
Oh.
them to pay me back or bless me back, because I got the source.
Yeah.
Hope is just going. So why would I try to force you to? I mean, of course, like, we do business in a way,
Yeah.
but I'm saying, like, sometimes people like, oh, I don't want to go to business or partnership because they're gonna screw me over.
Mm.
It's gonna happen. In
Yeah.
life is right. We learn from, again, from God. He himself knew that he's gonna be betrayed, and he let it
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
Without betrayal, there's no salvation. Same thing with us in life. That betrayal probably gonna lead us to our purpose. do it all day. I'm fine. And so every time people do that to me, sounds good. Trust me, bro. The funny thing is, every time my breakthrough coming after I get screwed over. That's the funny part, man. Over and over and over again.
How do you deal with that? Like, does it, I mean, like as part of you, like how do you, I mean, and how do you deal with that as far as like a person? Do you like kind of, okay, you're done, I'm never doing business with you, or kind of like, okay, I learned my lesson, I'm just gonna do me, and and then see, like, how you said that's when the blessings come, is when that has happened, and you continue,
So,
like, right?
Yeah, I mean, I got to open. I'm a human being, right? Of course, you're gonna get mad at the moment. Of
Yeah.
course, you're gonna be like, heck, what's going on? Of course, I mean, right? But there's a thing, like I always have this moment when I just step back, and I got everything works together for my own good. Romans 8:28, and I keep telling myself, don't let any bitterness take root in my life. So I mean, like I told, man, I just got that big moment before. So I've been outside Paleta Bar, all the brand that I have in terms of creating branding and business, I've been fast in terms of real estate right now. But there's funny thing, the reason I jumping into real estate, I always want to learn. I got screwed in terms of real estate. But then from that moment, I was like, you know what? I'm going to learn. Because if I can get screwed with that, it means so many other people actually being screwed. So what can I add value in there? And then I have actually the guy that one of the biggest guy here, developer in town, actually become my mentor. And guess what? He's a believer too. I never know. So we end up connected right now. We share faith, family, amazing time we can have. But then, what he tell me is like that, Dipo, I don't expect nothing from you, because it's like the waterfall. It's like Jordan River, he told me. You just got to share what I've teach you, what I've shared to other people. And that's what I've seen you through who you are. Now, you can teach people to create cash flow. Now I'm teaching you to create wealth. But how can you connect entrepreneurship with faith? But on the top of that, family. So we connect these three, of course, with God in the center. So that's the next thing that God gave me the vision. I was like, wow, okay. But again, like you're saying, how can I do it? Am I gonna know? No, yeah. If someone do that to me, I'm never gonna do business with them. I forgive them. Even the last one, man, that I like, the funny thing is, like, we were like, he was like my brother, right? And we got like into it really, really, really. And then for some reason I stopped by, because again, the rest of the partners still my best friends, so my brothers, partners, like, okay, I show up, I stop by, and first person that I see, they have like a car show or something like that, man. Me and my son, I park the car. First person that I see is him. But I have a choice. God speak to me, humble yourself, do what I think you should do. I give him a hug. I tell him, I'm sorry for everything I've done. You're always my brother. I love you. I leave it there, man. I say bye after that. I left it. And that's the moment that I got the peace. And this thing, I'm good. I mean, right now, here and there, of course, it's running in my head. Oh, wow. Like, I was supposed to be part of that. But guess what? That's not what God wants for you. I have a bigger purpose. And sure enough, man, opportunity after opportunity start lying down right now. And I start seeing why I wasn't being part of that. I start seeing it. Yeah. I was like, okay, everything works together for good. God knows. This is the thing. He remind me this too, okay? No one can steal your blessing. If it's your blessing, people can think they steal it, but it's not. Because every blessing is already have our name on it. Every God's is for us, it's already have our name on it. So you're never gonna be able to take my blessing. You can't take my customer. You can't, like, you steal my customer, my real estate property. But guess what? When you change your mindset, it means it doesn't belong to us. Yeah. Simple as that. So that's just when you change that mindset, man. But you ask me, am I gonna do business with him ever? Yeah. Never.
Yeah.
People that I know, pet partnership, never.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna do with them. But personal life sounds good. I see them. God bless you.
Yeah.
I love you, my brother. But the thing is, that's why I never gonna do business with them anymore. Not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But in relationship, I'm fine.
Which is that what I heard before? I don't know if it's a quote or saying, but it's like life's rejection is God's protection in a way. Like
There you
because
go.
it's and also for and for it's led to something else. And
Yeah.
and now I can connect it to the way you said it. If that blessing has your name, then that blessing, that event wasn't yours, or whatever, but that blessing that came after that had your name written all over it. And so that's why the events happen. And this is I can honestly say I came here with like, I didn't know. It just like throwing so much, right? Like,
Yeah.
but it's for me. This I'm not even gonna call it episode. This conversation that we're having is, for me, is just like a totally different and just good energy. Like not energy, but just a good blessing, right? For me to kind of like, okay, totally different, but I love it, and it just shows to me where that I'm doing something good, right? That I'm going to what God wants me to do. And once and for me, it's like being successful at this, because I am that person that just want to give and help, even though I'm not like, I can sharing all the knowledge, but it's my my guys, my friends, just kind of sharing that. And it's like, okay, I can hopefully be like, when I share this, is helping those people that haven't started anything but want to do something. And I have this feeling that this episode here, like our conversation, when is gonna hopefully bring more blessings to the listeners and viewers. And even those ones that I know, those times like when I'm riding in my car and I just like, man, I'm feeling down, I hate this, or what, because I'm human, right? And there's times that I
Yeah.
hate some certain situations, but all of a sudden I turn something on and I'm like, oh, okay, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, that's the thing, man. When you already have that anchor of hope, dude, like it's just beautiful. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Because there's the thing, like people have depression, suicidal thoughts, because when you have nothing to hold on to, first you're gonna run into that.
Mm-hmm.
Drugs, women, like alcohol, you're gonna run into that. But when you already have someone to hold on to, like you just one call away, why not? But
Yeah.
this is what I have. This is what I have for you, right? I don't even care whoever listened to, or like who share. I don't know how you're gonna edit this, but I think this conversation is, for me, this recording is what I want to share with you personally. More than, I mean, if it can be
Mm-hmm.
blessing for many, it's fine. But for me, it's gonna be blessing for you. You have a family, right?
Yes.
God been talking to me more about Noah, right? Even today, I share with it too. So God told Noah to create what? An ark.
Mm-hmm.
God didn't tell him to build a boat. How many in Noah family, and the kids, wife,
Yeah.
daughters-in-law and everything, they don't have many, not too many. For art, it's huge.
Mm-hmm.
God can just make a boat or make like a yacht, whatever.
Yeah.
But God give him an ark. And the funny thing is, they're far away from the ocean, right? So, and then there's no rain, because you never seen water coming from the sky. But God told Noah the vision that through him, generational blessing, human race will be safe. But what did he do? Obedience.
Mm-hmm.
People thought he's crazy. His family, I'm sure 100%. I know you didn't mention. I'm sure 100% his family, the guy that like see him day to day, hey, Dad, where are you going? Oh, I'm building up an ark. Huh? Coming back from work. His wife probably asking him, how's your day? Oh, it's good. What did you do? Oh, I'm building up an ark.
Mm-hmm.
For what?
Yeah.
Ark of what? For what? Because they're in their mind is like, what are you talking about? But that's how crazy faith, as long as you listen to his words, his vision, act on it by faith, people the closest to you might think you're crazy. Imagine, man, just imagine one day. It took him 99 years. Imagine just one day, Noah just like, screw this. God, you want me to keep listening to you, obedient to you. You want me to build an ark. There's not even a single water coming from the sky.
Yeah.
All my family already probably about leaving me right now because they don't know what am I doing here. But he keep obedient, keep doing it, and that's become generational blessing. So same thing with you, same thing with me. Whatever God we put in our heart, people might think you're crazy. Like, what is this podcast about? Vision to futures. What is he talking about? But when you act on it, think about it, paleta bar. You met Will, but before Will, it was me. And I'm in New Mexico, straight New Mexico. You know, many people come up to me, you're Asian guy doing paleta? Bro, all day. You know what's funny? God let me be the face of the company. All the video that went viral, it was me in the face.
Yeah.
I was the face. And now look at it, man. Two of my business partners, they're from Mexican culture. They're from Mexico in a way, and they know all the recipe. And they're Mexican. But there you go. God used Asian guy to be the face of Paleta Bar. Who else gonna do that, man? That's the funny thing. God always has a joke. And before that, same thing to my, that's always the funny thing of life that I do what I do, right? Like, you know, when I came here, I was expecting in Los Angeles, right, LA Galaxy to pick me. The one that picked me, Chivas USA. I was the only Asian again. It's a Mexican team. I was like, sure, God.
Yeah.
That's just wherever he bring you. But when you have that obedience in you, he will show it to you, man. You just gotta obey, obedience. He will take you to the next level because you will stand up.
Yeah.
Because you choose to stand up on what he wants you to do. He will make you stand up. You will see the favor just pouring after pouring after pouring. Even until this moment, like I told you, I just closed one deal here in real estate. I don't have the money, dude. Got no money to put down. I need the deal. Even my wife asking me like, you really gonna get it? I was like, yeah, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't have the money. She was like, okay. Like, how are you gonna buy something without money, dude?
Yeah.
I need $50,000 down. I don't have the money. When I put the offer, when I go negotiate the offer, you know, my mentor told me like, you gotta take that building. Sounds good. You need the money. I was like, I'll let you know. I'm good. I don't have the money. When he talked to me, I didn't even have that money. I don't know how I'm gonna get the money, but I step on it. I'll get it. I told my spiritual leader too, like, dude, I'm act on it, but I told him I don't know. I don't have the money.
Yeah.
But I know he gave me the promise I will get it.
Yeah.
I don't know why I will get it. But that's why I just start hearing. Sure enough, man, someone just like, you know what? Don't worry. I'll put the money. I was like, okay, sounds good. Even right now, I haven't even paid for it. It's like, I'll pay you, bro. Whenever I get the money, I'll pay. But now I'm going to be honest with you. I have the money.
Yeah.
It just arrived like a week ago. But there's the thing. God's timing, right? But if I act by fear, I probably don't even ever going to get that. I probably already lost it. But I act on it because God gave me that vision. That this building. I start listening. It's just beautiful, man. When
it is.
When you just act on his vision out of faith, that's how you're gonna create your ventures. Vision to ventures, right? But what's connecting vision to ventures? For me, that bridge is faith. Of course, you put the action, right?
Yeah.
Because faith without action is death. So you have faith and action. You're gonna turn that vision into ventures. That's what I can tell you, my
man. Wow. I I've lost that words because you I feel like you just connected exactly when I didn't really see what the middle part was, right? I have faith, right? I can say I have faith. I'm not gonna say great Christian that goes to church every, just barely started going and all this, right? But knowing for me, it's like hearing from you, okay, faith is the one that's connecting those, and of course, the execution part, like making it happen. But I feel that's just as wow, I don't know. That's and that since I started this this conversation with you,
Yeah.
I just been it hasn't been I right away knew it wasn't gonna be like a regular conversation, right? And so for me, it's like where do I go? What do I say? And I honestly I love it just because it's different and but it's a great for me and just a big eye opener, kind of bringing all that disinformation in, and bringing just like just no. It's funny because right, you said a paleta bar. For me, it never crossed like, oh well, Dipo is like how is he doing this when he's not Mexican or something, right? But for
Bro,
me,
that's me all day.
and you say, yeah, I have people that are like, how is he? For me, it's just like, no, like I feel every culture, right? Like especially going to med school and seeing, like well, for me, the connection is Spain. I went to Spain and I saw, um, I don't know, I don't know what I mean exactly who from, what, Asian, how do I say, like Asian person was there, like Asian people. Like I don't know if they're
Yeah,
like
yeah.
from Korea or whatever, right? Or anywhere, but them speaking Spanish and learning the culture there. So for me, it's nothing like strange, right? So it wasn't like, oh, like Deepo he didn't create this. It's like, no, like it's something, he came up with, and man, he did it good. He did it really good, and it's working out and everything. But anyways, I'm going off track. It's just,
No worries. And I
you
told you
know,
like that's the thing, man. But yeah, no, no. Thank you so much, brother. I'm
yeah,
glad I can hear and again, whenever, whatever, and you need and everything, I would love always to share because same thing, man. I got so many stories to share and everything in terms of branding and everything. But yeah, man, thank you for having me, man.
yeah.
But I'm
Well,
glad, and anything you need, whatever you need, I would love to share
no,
whatever I can help.
no, yeah, I appreciate it again. Thank you again for your time, and I hope like this is gonna impact people, and I know this is gonna impact people, right? I'm gonna have like that, and it's gonna be great, and knowing what everything that you started, how you started, where you came from to now, it's amazing, and all I can say is many more blessings to you, Tipo, and continue success and continue, giving and sharing how the person that you are. So thank you again. This has been great, and
Thank you.
I'll be connected because I can talk to you because I again, so you're such an amazing great person. So thank you.
And all I care is I'm impacting you, man. That's all I care.
Yeah.
I'm impacting.
All
God
right.
is working. Okay, you take
Yeah.
care, my friend. Have a better.
Casey, thank you.
Peace out,
See
man.
ya.
Bye.